Alrighty, this is part 3 for the 2007 Dodge Ram 2500 HD with the 6.7 diesel. So I'm in my Tech Authority account. I bought a 3-day subscription for $36.95. I'm gonna see if there's any files available. So I'm gonna go to Access now for Tech Authority Online. So I'm in my Tech Authority Online account. So you got all this data in here. You can get service bulletins, wiring diagrams, diagnostics, all kinds of stuff for any VIN for, well, 3 days, right? Which I have now. So I'm gonna go to J2534 flash application process. Pull up this tab here. Talks about YTech 2.0, which is for 2010 and newer. This is a 2007, so J2534 application ECUs can be programmed if a flash is available. So this is what we're going to use here if we even have files for it. The Chrysler 2534 flash application is 96 to 2009. Supports ECU programming for emission modules only. ECM, PCM, TCM, and CTV. So you got to download the correct files. I've already looked in here and there's no files for this diesel controller. So there's a lot of good information in here. But for example, if I go in here to go to this file system, I type in the VIN, I have it saved. I hit submit. And it says it's a 2007 6.7 Dodge Ram 2500. No programming flash files have been issued to dealership at this time for the entry criteria. Which I've heard that for these Cummins diesel controllers or ECMs that they're not supported by Chrysler, I guess. I'm not sure on that, but there's no files in here. I've used this application before, like if I type in, I had a Dodge Caliber, I put the VIN in here. It'll give you all the software updates and you can download them, and then you can use your YTech 2.0. You can go into YTech here and go to the legacy one and pull that up, which I need to make a video on that sometime so I can connect to switch to Chrysler J2534 app flash application. So I'd have to have my pass-through device, my VCMI from Autel connected, obviously, right? Which just be this one right here. And then I would select it and get all my data and get it programmed. So, but there's no actual files available for this vehicle. I don't see no TIPM files. I don't see no engine controller files or nothing. So that's going to lead us a different direction. We'll look into it more for programming and or new ECM. That's because there's no VIN in the ECM, if you remember from part 1 into this video series. Alrighty, since I'm in Tech Authority, I put the VIN in here. Paste it again. Submit. IDs it. 2007 2500 to 6.7. So you can go to service bulletins, your service info. It's all your stuff. You can go to your removal and replacement of stuff, and you can go to wiring, owner's manual, parts. There's no diagnostic tab on this, which other cars have been in here it has. That's kind of weird. I have other service data I can get, but I want to go right to Tech Authority for Mopar. So let's look at parts. And what I notice when I go to parts, so if we go to electrical modules, click on modules, pulls up over here, but I cannot find the ECM engine module. Here's all the modules. So like this one, number 11, is a actual transmission module. But if you look in here, overhead console module, compass, TIPM, different TIPMs, remanufacturer, different modules, part numbers depending on what usable on code you have, I guess. ABS module, heated seat module, occupant restraint module, receiver control module, telematics module, sway bar module, oxygen sensor module, transmission module, but no actual ECM module. which is on the engine on this vehicle. Maybe it's because it's a Cummins controller and they're not releasing that information. I'm not sure. If you go to service info, here's all your service data. You can look up stuff. I don't think we need any of this right now. You can go to wiring. Same schematics I showed in part 1 and 2 videos. But if you go to starting system, TIPM, wiring diagram, diesel, it's the same schematic I have. So here's your starter. This energizes 12 volts, pulls the starter over, comes from the TIPM. Here's your TRS T41 send circuit. It's an accept 5.9, so it's a 6.7. Automatic transmission comes down to the transmission range sensor, which I'm going to do some more checks on that with the old and new TIPM. So we'll take a look at that. I guess on this vehicle, the diagnostic tab's not lit up, but there is diagnostics in the repair or service info tab. So yeah, but it just gives you codes. ECM 6.7, which we have. Different. We don't have, but that's the problem, is we don't have any codes. Like I said, is it because of the tune, or is it because the ECM is actually has issues? But if we go back and say we go to the TIPM, and then we go to diagnostic and testing, this is the same stuff I have access to on another site. We did have a U0100, lost communication with ECM PCM, and it shows in here like the little FI fault isolation tree. Lost com. Yeah, this is the exact same data I got. There's your TIPM central gateway, going to CAN C bus, going to CAN B bus, then going to CAN C bus. Why does this message, bus message not received from the ECM PCM for approximately 2 to 5 seconds? Well, CAN bus, CAN B or C bus shorted open or shorted. DTCs related to battery voltage, ignition, or VIN messages. TIPM not configured correctly, which we have a new TIPM now that could change this. ECM, PCM power and grounds, which we did check that. ECM, PCM itself, module that set this code. So I believe we also have an issue with this still. But basically can go down through this FI, which we have already done all this stuff, plus a lot more. So yeah, it's like it's asking, is the ECM active on the bus? Well, we get very weird results. So there's a lot of good data in here, but we're just going to have to troubleshoot some more. But there is no files for software for this TIPM that I can find in this Tech Authority, or for the ECM. And maybe it's because the ECM, there's no files because it's a Cummins controller. But before I log out of my Tech Authority account, I did want to show you, I have the VIN for my Jeep, 03 Jeep Grand Cherokee, that there is files available. So you scroll down here, you click to download ECU files, put the VIN in, submit. So right here is there's the TCM file, there's the body control file. Some vehicles have like, 10 different files depending on modules. So what you would do is you'd have to have the right version of Java, use Internet Explorer, download the file, and then you'd use your Chrysler application to update it. I've done one, I haven't made a video on it yet. I'd get some more chance and some more updates on other vehicles I need to do. I'll do that, but I just wanted to show you that there is files available for other vehicles, and that's what we would have come up for the Dodge, but there's nothing in there coming up for the Dodge. So I guess moving forward is I'm going to check the transmission range sensor with the TIPM old one in, the new one in, kind of go from there, and then look at how these modules get programmed and trying to get a new ECM, the price and availability, and go from there. Well, I was doing some more thinking, So the TIPM should just be plug and play, and that's why when I was talking to some other guys out there and looking at some service data and this sheet that I did in part 2, when you first turn the key on for the first key cycle, it should learn the VIN and pull the information. But then again, if the ECM doesn't have a VIN in it because it's not valid, then perhaps it's not going to learn that VIN, even though I tried to write it with Autel. And that would make sense why there's no files in this in Chrysler Tech Authority for the TIPM. And obviously there's none for the ECM either in there, but that could be because of his Cummins diesel controller, you know, ECM. So I know of other modules like my Jeep airbag modules, plug and play and stuff like that. So yeah, just another piece of information to add to this troubleshooting this vehicle. Well, one more thing. Been doing some more research, and I'm using the legacy platform because it's, you know, 96 to 2009, but this is a 2007, which is in that year range, but it does use CAN bus, so maybe it does actually use the Y-Tech newer system that came out in, I think I was told 2017, 2018. But either way, there should be files in the legacy system, but earlier in this video I showed there wasn't. So what I can do now is I can go into the mode 9 data, see what the latest calibration is in the old ECM, if there is one. Look at their chart from Mopar, their matrix chart from Mopar, and see if there is any other updates in the actual Y-Tech. It's a different part of this account, I believe. So more research to come on that. So another thing I noticed and downloaded, I downloaded the flash availability chart for that 2000, well, it's a chart for every vehicle from 96 to 09, I believe, for the legacy pass-through. So the part number on the ECU for the engine is this part number here. So I'm searching it, and if you look, old part number, if it had the old part number, then there's a new part number here. So old, new. But this already has the new one in it. But it's kind of conflicting because it says it's a 2009 67 2500. Well, this one we're working on is a 2007. So, but when I've done another update for, like a example, it was a 08 Dodge Caliber. It had the old ECU information, needed to upgrade it to the new one. That's how you'd find the stuff. But sometimes I just found in here, here's another one. Oh, that is the one. Another one here, old part number. Does it show us just the new part number? And this one shows an old one, but there's the new one for these Rams. But so yeah, I might have to get into I'm using the legacy system, but I might have to get into the actual Y-Tech 2.0 instead of just Tech Authority, getting the Y-Tech 2.0 and see if there's, you know, some flash files. But I'm not saying that's the issue, obviously. But the TIPM should be plug and play. And the ECM, if we do need to get a new ECM, it should come pre-programmed. But if it doesn't, I would like to know where I can get these files at. So more to come.